is there in the universe or external cosmos exists within our human body, and what is there in our human body exists there in the universe. Both our universe and our human body are just one and the same when one realizes oneself. அண்டத்தில் உள்ளதே பிண்டம், பிண்டத்தில் உள்ளதே அண்டம், அண்டமும் பிண்டமும் ஒன்றே அறிந்துதான் பார்க்கும் பொழுதே. And this poem is composed by Sattai Munignanam Siddhar. Do we know a small secret that our body is a miniature cosmos, and all that contains in that cosmos is also contained in our body? Panchabhutas are 5 elements, microcosm and macrocosm, or 2 aspects of a theory developed by our ancient ancestors who lived over 2000 years ago, called Siddhas, to describe human beings and their place in the universe. Man is said to be the microcosm and the universe the macrocosm. This theory proves that what exists in the world also exists in us. For example, 5 elements of Panchabhutas are air, or our breath, fire, or our heat in the body, water, or blood and saliva, urine in our body, space, or soul, other words, astral body, and the earth, or flesh, bones, and organs in all of us. Our entire human body is bound by our heart. Heart is merely another name for the Supreme Spirit, because the Supreme Spirit is in all hearts. The entire universe is condensed in a human body, and the entire body in the heart. Thus, the heart is the nucleus of the whole universe, said by a saintly man. So your heart health is the most important thing, and that can be powered by our breath we take in and out, or by pranayama practice. He who practices pranayama or breathing exercises will have good appetite, cheerfulness, handsome figure, good strength, courage, enthusiasm, a high standard of health, vigor, vitality, and good concentration of mind. Pranayama is quite suitable for every humankind. A yogi measures the span of his life not by the number of years but by the number of his breaths. Do you know that? You can take in a certain amount of energy or prana from the atmospheric air along with each breath. Vital capacity is the capacity shown by the largest quantity of air a man can inhale after the deepest possible exhalation. Do you know that we take 15 breaths in a minute? In a time period of 1 day, that is in 24 hours, us humans perform 21,600 breaths. It is stated by the doctrine of yoga. And the human body is built within 72,000 nadis or energy flows. Do you know what the term nadi means? In Sanskrit, we call it nadi. It literally means tube, pipe, nerve, blood vessel, pulse, and is a term for the channels through which, in traditional Indian medicine or spiritual theory, the energies such as prana or breath of the physical body, the subtle body, and the casual body are set to flow. Now you understand what nadi means, right? It's a very important factor. At first sight, these seem to be random numbers, right? But they really are not. They are the proof of the great depths of knowledge and understanding of the human beings and the creation known to our ancestors, Siddhas or Siddhagar. These proofs of their spiritual practices are banished to the fringes of society as mysticism has its roots in a rational and scientific understanding of human consciousness and its abilities. Okay, now let's examine how we got those numbers. Vedic science states that in 1 minute, a human being should perform 15 breaths. And this makes 900 breaths per hour and 21,600 breaths per day. That is basically 15 times 60 in a minute, and per hour times 24 in a day, which is the result. Siddha science tells as much as we reduce our breaths, our lifespan will increase. The Siddha science also tells us that at this rate of breaths, that is 21,600 per day, a man can live for a period of at least 120 years, as limited by the fundamental principle on which respiration is based. A human lifespan is supposed to be 120 years, and that's the reason in Indian culture, half of the 120 years will be celebrated in a grandeur manner as Sashti Apta Purti. Sashti means 60, Abda means year, Purti is completion. So every man's 60th birthday is celebrated as another wedding for him. It marks completion of half the year of one's lifetime. This principle recognizes that the energy forced out during exhalation is regained during inhalation. While breathing normally, the energy lost in every exhalation, extending to 12 inches of space, is regained only to an extent of 8 inches, resulting in a loss of 4 inches. As part of the energy that ought to have entered into the body is lost in every process of respiration, and thereby the normal lifespan of 120 years is considerably reduced. In one of the Siddha, Bhoganathar's poem, Jnana Savera, he explains this truth and even shows how excessive breathing reduces the normal lifespan and eventually leads to death in human beings. In eating, the breath forced out extends to a space of 18 inches. In walking, it goes out to 24 inches. While you run, it forces it out to 42 inches. And in sexual activities, it goes out to 50 inches. While we sleep, it extends to 60 inches. Isn't that interesting? Why it's not exactly 120 years we live, and sometimes it's less than that. Ramalinga Adigal also confirms that too much of sleep shortens the lifespan. Modern scientific study confirms the teachings of the Siddhas with respect to the loss of energy in breathing. Modern science has found that a man breathes in and out about 12,000 liters of air per day. This is according to the respiratory rate of 18 per minute and respiratory depth at 500 cc. As the inspired air contains only 20% of oxygen, the expired air contains only about 16% of oxygen. It indicates that the oxygen retained by the body is only 4%. That is 480 liters per day. Similarly, the blood does not distribute more than 20% of its oxygen to the tissues. A Tamil Siddha, Roma Rishi, in the 13th verse of his Song of Wisdom sang, "If it goes, the span of life is reduced. If it does not go, it will not go." During the age of Kali Yuga, that's where we are living in right now, the normal span of life is 120 years, and the normal person's breath is 21,600 times per day. That is 15 respiration per minute. It is supposed to be that. If the rate of breathing is, however, 18 per minute, the span of life will be about 96 years only. Nowadays, because of poor living habits and needless expenditure of energy, the average rate of breathing is raised to 30 per minute, and this caused the average lifespan of humans reduced to only 60 years. Now, do we know why we perform Sashtiyapta Purti? While we attain half of 120 years? However, if the rate is slowed through yogic practices and self-control to an average of only 5 respiration per minute, the lifespan will be 360 years. This is a proven fact 2000 years ago. If it is 1 per minute, you take only 1 breath in a minute, the lifespan will increase to 1,800 years. The saints and yogis lived that long in those period of time. And if the rate of breathing is reduced to 0, the lifespan becomes infinity. This chart is taken from a book called Kundalini Awakening, shows the study by Siddhas comparing the breath rate and lifespan of animals. Just take a look at it. right? Yeah. I am going to talk a little bit about human breathing and the hidden science which was kept as a secret of humanism in Chidambaram temple called Chidambara Ragasiyam in the next episode. Want to hear more about your life and your breathing, how to live a healthy life? Click that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that whatever I post in here, you will get it right away. I will see you all soon with another interesting episode. The sacred construction of Chidambaram Nataraja temple, the Chidambara Rahasiyam, coming up soon. So breathe 15 times per minute and live 120 years long. Take care of your breath and heart health and live a happy, long life. See you all soon. But wait. Before you leave, click the subscribe button, okay? Thank you.